We got the open port up on the lathe. We went ahead, took some out of the chamber, cut the base some. We're getting ready to pull it off, get it on the chassis to take a reading on it. That way we can set our squish. So you guys seen, if you haven't seen it, go check the last video out. Both of these saws are stock. This one's got a base gasket. The 44 had a base gasket delete. This 46 kit ran freaking stellar. And I wanted to share the numbers on the stock cylinder with y'all. That way, it would open a few things up, open some doors for some people, and get your mind thinking in different ways. Once we get the other 44 millimeter kit apart, we'll compare these side by side as far as the ports go. But this saw, the ports are laid out a bit different than the 44, and I think that's the reason why it runs like it does. But stock numbers on this saw with a base gasket, the intake is at 64 degrees. It's 128 degrees of duration. Yes, you heard that right. Opens and closes at 64 degrees. The exhaust is at a 107.5 with the gasket. Transfers is at 126.5. Yes, 107, 126.5. Yeah, 19 degrees of blowdown. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to pop this thing off. So, yeah. I can go ahead and tell you all the ports on this cylinder. Durations are not as high on them by a long shot. But here's the kicker. Port shape and port width. This 46 millimeter kit has pretty narrow size ports, but they're quite a bit wider than the 44 or the 46 millimeter open port. It is freaking freezing out here today. Wind's blowing. We got this 55. We went ahead and put the 46 millimeter open port, piston and cylinder back in it. We done some machine work to it, pop-up piston. The pop-up was hitting the spark plug and it kept cutting off on me. I figured that out. So the only short enough plug that I had was like a CJ4Y or CJ4C or something along those lines. I'm gonna fire this thing up and see how she does. 55 with the 46 millimeter open port piston and cylinder. Does it make the same power as the closed ports? Possibly. I'd say the torque feels very similar to the 44 millimeter kit. Not quite as torquey as the 46, and it doesn't quite hold the RPMs, but I think that's got a lot to do with open port design, velocity, all that good stuff. But anyway, it runs very good. Nothing in the world wrong with it. Compared to a stock Husky 55, that's miles ahead. I ended up buying, I don't got them over here, but a pack of copper washers. So I was able to get a BPM R7A on there, got it up with a single washer. That way it doesn't hit the piston. Anyway, wrapping this one up, we're coming in the shop. We got some stuff we're shipping out of here. We got 2 OEM starter paws heading up to Chainsaw Canuck. He is up there in Alberta, Canada, I do believe. Kind of hard for them to get these, really stupid expensive to get shipped, but I think I can do a little better for him, so we're going to hook him up with these. Can't remember your name right offhand, sorry. Don't even know if the guy watches the channel, but there was a guy on Facebook looking for a felon spike for 475, 415, Johnson Red 2077, 2083, 505, all those good numbers, and we're going ahead and we're hooking him up with one of them. He's down in North Carolina, so got you bagged up. We'll get it tossed in a bag. Kevin, we'll get yours tossed in a bag. Have this one heading down south and this one heading way up north across the border. Another thing coming up, we got word that our OEM carb is on the way back. So, OEM carbs on the way back. Got us 2 brand new seals for the 3120, 8120. And we're going to be made. So this is typically what I buy from eBay. Just aluminum T6061 aluminum bar, and that's what I use to make my mandrels to cut the bases. They warp a little bit over time, get a little bit out, and you got to take a little bit more off of them. So I just keep using the big ones for the big ones, and then when they get messed up, I'll make it for the next smaller size, take a new one, make it for the big one. And you can use them for a long time. Hell, I've been using the same one since I started, and really haven't had any that I had to throw away. That one's 54 millimeters. I buy these different sizes. Like, I'll buy a 2 1/4 inch, 2 1/8, 2 inch, whatever size mandrel I need to make. I try to buy a size pretty close to it. Just, I don't like wasting stuff. But buying like a 2 1/2 inch piece to get here to cut for the 8120 was stupid expensive. That's a big difference, ain't it? Yes, sir, it is. So my dad actually bought me a piece of shaft material. It was about 3 inches or so, and never going to do anything that big. 60 is probably going to be, 60 millimeters is probably going to be about the biggest that I do. So we went ahead, we got this cut down to 60 millimeters for the 3120. We got it cut dead on size, 60 millimeters, so we're probably going to have to take a little bit off of it. But this one shouldn't wear out at all. I want to see how much this thing weighs. So it's 54, 60, 61 aluminum. It's 2 pounds, 1.7 ounces. The 60 millimeter steel £7, 3.4 ounces. I probably took 2 pounds of material off of the thing. We got us some stuff now. We're about ready to dive in this 8120. You guys have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend. Dubs. We out.